I remember it was very emotional for me walking in. That was the most emotional part for me, was walking in, because I couldn't believe it. I wanted to be a lawyer and a politician. I wanted to go to Notre Dame Law School. I had really come back to the practice of my faith in college. I hadn't taken it all that seriously. But in reading Plato, first of all, I started taking virtue, living the virtuous life seriously, and that brought me back to my faith. Between my sophomore and junior year, I took a trip to Rome. And when I was there, I was on a bus, and I got the thought, you know, maybe you're being called to be a priest. And I thought it was ridiculous, I thought it was crazy, I was ready to go to law school, I was dating. It was really the last thing on my mind, even though I was taking my faith pretty seriously at that point. And it just never went away. It never went away. And I remember maybe a year later, I was at the Basilica, the Sacred Heart, going to Mass, and I was kneeling down. It was a weekday Mass. And during consecration, I'll never forget, I just got the thought, what can you do with your life that would be better than standing in the person of Jesus Christ and offering this sacrifice? At that moment, I think I knew as much as you can know. I took a class on Dante, and when I read Dante, the Paradiso, the canto where St. Bonaventure praises the Dominican order and St. Dominic, I was really enamored by that, the approach of the intellects to God, because it was through reading that I kind of came back to the practice of my own faith. I looked up the order of preachers on the internet, or I looked up Dominicans on the internet and found out that they were also the order of preachers. And that was very appealing to me because I had done debate in high school and college and newspaper, and I loved public speaking, so it seemed to fit like a glove. After I had read Dante, actually that's not true. After I did that, I was dating at the time, so I wanted to have my cake and eat it too. So I actually looked into the Third Order. And I went to a couple Third Order meetings in New Jersey. Wonderful people, but God wanted me to be a priest. So after a while, I really felt that tug, and Father Bill Garrett, who's the Vocations director at the time, was the first Dominican I met in person. So I grew up with diocesan priests, and I knew about the Franciscans, but the first real experience I had with religious was at Notre Dame. The whole religious thing was new to me. So the first time I came to the House of Studies and saw the Habit, for instance, in choir, and to hear men singing the office. I didn't know what the office was. Men don't sing in church in New Jersey. I was kind of scared, to be honest with you. I was really thinking, am I really called to this? It was so foreign to what I was used to. But I sat at the dinner table with a couple of great guys, and a couple of guys went out of their way to pull me aside and talk to me. And it was talking with those individual Dominicans and laughing with them and telling stories with them and seeing that, you know, they were normal guys living not normal lives that pulled me in. One of the things I've always loved about being a Dominican is the community life. And it was certainly intense in novitiate. You know, we all got through it together. So, all of us got through it. Yeah. I still can't believe it. It's, you know, 6, 7 weeks later, I still can't believe it. You know you're unworthy, but you see how much God loves you, you see how much your family and friends love you, and that's really overwhelming. Very happy to be assigned to Providence College, and I'll be in charge of faith formation on campus. My main role is as assistant chaplain at St. Dominic Chapel here. As assistant chaplain, I'll help out with the liturgies through campus ministry. The whole thing is just surreal. I'm going up to stand in place of Jesus Christ and offer the sacrifice. This is the sacrifice that saved the world, and I get to be an instrument of Jesus Christ. And I get to direct the fruits of that sacrifice. And that is, that's amazing, and it's incredible, and there is nothing else that I just can't imagine myself doing anything else.